Hey YouTube, welcome to the final video in the Konmari reset series. In this video, I'm going to kind of show you some results and where I ended up. A theme here is that don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. So I'm going to show you some areas where I went against the method intentionally because I wanted things to be functional for me, as well as areas where I came back to the method when things had kind of gotten out of whack. You can see the kind of before of this if you check the first video in my Konmari playlist. You can see where my space was after 1 year of doing the method before I decided to do a little reset. And now I'm just going to show you around. I actually was going to do this last week and I had gotten the room about 90% done and I was going to finish up the next day and film it, and then I got the stomach flu and it was horrifying. So now we're back. All right, I'm just gonna turn the camera around. So here's my space. You can see that there's still a bunch of stuff on my nightstand, but rather than a forest of mugs I'm not using, all three of those I'm actively using. So that's an improvement. There's a bunch of cords on the ground, but there's not a bunch of trash on the ground. I know that there are cord keepers and various things that people use that you might want to check out that can work pretty well for organization, but for me, it's not that I have a lot of cords, it's just that each of these cords is about 6 feet long because I travel a lot and I like being able to reach outlets, and sometimes hotel rooms, you just don't know. So over here, I did go through my papers. I figured out, I think I mentioned in the first video, I had no idea what my system was supposed to be, so I figured it out and I got back to it. So basically this front bit is for mail and like immediate action items that need to be taken. This is for like longer term action items, and then these are things that need to be scanned or photographed. So I did do a lot of scanning and photographing. I'm not totally done, but I knocked a lot of that out. Now here is an example of something that I'm sure Konmari would frown on a lot, but yeah, I'm keeping my little binder ring full of stickers, as well as the photo album below it full of stickers, on the floor. So why, you may ask, when you have this bookcase right here? Well, because literally pulling things out of the bookcase was a little bit of a pain, and you know what? Nobody walks there. So I just decided if I want something to live on the floor, it can live on the floor. It doesn't bother me. It's easy to access. I just reach over and grab some stickers. So there you go. Also, this is, I decided to keep as a kind of staging area for stuff. So it looks a little cluttered, but you know, this is where I'm like keeping things that might have somewhere that they need to go, or an action that needs to be taken. Like these are some clothes that need to be mended. These are some clothes that this is a skirt that I'm going to probably wear again before I wash it. But I do have some like nice little things down here as well. This is couple of art projects I made at work. I don't work in an artsy place, but for retreats, I have a really crafty teammate who comes up with these cool ideas. Over here, still have a big box of food on the floor. And I've just decided to be okay with that for a little while. It might not be permanent, but I order from this place, Thrive Market, not sponsored. And a lot of times I get big things like these little chia squeeze boxes that don't really fit in my kitchen that well. And honestly, like, again, it doesn't bother me. This box is a good size, so when I get bigger boxes from them, I just switch things out. And so this is just some additional food storage. And again, I'm okay with that. Now, come over here are some areas where I did actually tidy more appropriately. So if you looked at the first video, this area was super cluttered. I took care of that. I do have a lot of stuff to donate, put behind this chair temporarily. But what I did have sitting here as well was a box of things to sell. I have photographed them. I haven't put them on eBay yet. I have to do some research on like how to actually use eBay as a seller. But I am going to try to sell some things, and if they don't sell, donate them. So if you're a Tolkien fan, let me know. I got a really cool set of books that I am looking for a new home for. So the closet is an area where I did make some significant changes. These bookcases didn't really have much in them, so I moved some of my like journals and kind of craft supplies that can stand up easily. I put them in this shelf instead of in this bin. And what that allowed me to do is I had two bins of this size, one right next to another, and then that bin that's on the floor there was on top of the bin to the right. And the thing that was bothering me about that is that my clothing hanging here was really kind of stuffed up against the bins. So I was able to, the left-hand bin had very little in it, so I moved stuff over, consolidated, and now you can see that I have a more clear kind of upward curve going. This doesn't come up in the show, but Marie Kondo mentions it in the book that this can be like psychologically pleasing. I don't know if it's true, but hey, I did it. I also did a bunch of shopping, so I have a lot of new things hanging up here, but I also donated a lot of stuff that isn't working for me. And I tidied up so you can see my accessories are now, or my, I guess say outdoor accessories, hats, gloves, and bow ties are better arranged. I have a little home for lost socks to find their pair. And then same organization that I had before in the drawers, but since I donated a lot of stuff, I have a lot of room in this top drawer for comfy shirts, which is the next category of things I'm looking to shop for. So I have just enough space for what I intend to keep. In here, again, I decided to keep the counter, you know, I know Marie Kondo loves clean counters. I'm just not that bothered. So I did tidy some stuff, but I use all this stuff, so I'm just keeping it out. I did in my makeup drawer, oh dear. Well, that was exciting. My shot glass collection is falling down. Nothing broke though, so there we go. So in the makeup drawer, I did clean out some expired stuff and eyeshadow, because I just decided I don't ever wear eyeshadow. Why do I have it? And then here, a change I made is that I actually bothered, before I just had all the linens thrown up there, I did bother to actually fold them, and then I could just kind of slot the pillows on top. So that worked pretty well for a space this size. And I freed up some space by getting rid of some outerwear here so that my bathing suits now live in this closet, because I don't use them that much, and they were kind of stuffed into with my main clothes, and it just didn't make sense because, you know, how often do you really wear a bathing suit? Not that often. So that's a little tour of my space. Again, it's not perfectly clean, but it works the way I like it, and I think I'm ready to go forward for another year of KonMari. If you just started trying the method out, leave a comment, let us know how it's going, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know if there's any particular questions you have or any kind of content on organization or the KonMari method specifically that you'd like me to cover. Thanks!